Hello, and it's another warm welcome from the studios of BRTK in Lefkosha. My name is Jan Gazi, and this is A Cup of Conversation. I'm very excited and happy today to welcome an old friend to the studios. The last time he was on TV with me at BRTK was 2 years ago. Last year he joined me on my radio program on Bike National Radio, and now Chris Krzentz is back on A Cup of Conversation in the year 2018. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Nice to be back.
It's great to have you back, Chris, and you are a man of the world. You describe yourself as a man of the world.
A citizen of the world.
A citizen of the world, even though you are half Armenian, half Greek Cypriot, and you actually live in Chicago in America, and you have just recently arrived back on the island. Every October, you come to the TRNC, you come to the island of Cyprus, and you also visit North Cyprus as well whilst you're here, filming for your YouTube channel, Chris Krzentz Presents, and now you're back on A Cup of Conversation. So as I said, welcome to the program. How are you feeling today?
Thank you. I feel pretty good. I'm excited to be here. I'm a little bit under the weather, not because of the weather, because I probably talk too much. I did too many videos, too much talking. Everybody wants to see me, talk to me, and I love it. I mean, I feel great.
You are a very popular guy. Your white hat is
my trademark.
Your trademark. It represents Chris Krzentz in America and around the world. People know you, recognize you. But let's go back to the beginning. For those who don't know about Chris Krzentz, let's find out more about you. You were actually born where?
Kuwait.
In Kuwait. And your mother and father, as I said, your father is Armenian, your mother is Greek Cypriot. When did they meet?
They met in 1959 in Kuwait. My mother went over there from Cyprus to attend a wedding.
Yeah.
And she had no idea she was going to be attending her own wedding, because she went over there, and then a family friend said to her, an Armenian friend of my mother's that was in Kuwait says, I want to introduce you to someone. And the rest is history. They got married in 1960. Actually, they got married before 1960, and I was born in 1960. I think they got married real fast, maybe within 3 months or 3 weeks or something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this was like, as you said, late 50s, early 60s.
1960 I was born, yeah.
You were born in the 60s, so, and you were born at the end of 1960, you were born in
Correct.
December.
December 28, 1960.
A whirlwind, love at first sight, marriage, and then you came along.
Exactly.
And then you came to live in Cyprus as a baby.
Yeah, my mother brought me back to Cyprus in 1963. I was 2.5 years old. And put me into this boarding school, a Catholic boarding school called Terasanta College. And I stayed there from 1965 to 1979. And I had a real great education. And then went to Italy and studied there. And then in 1983, I went to America.
Right, so your childhood was actually mainly based in Cyprus.
Correct.
From 63 to 79. So
Correct.
your young years, your teenage years were spent, you graduated from high school here, yes?
Yes.
And then you went to Italy.
High school, middle school, primary school, all the schools were in the same building for me.
Yeah.
So I only knew one school, but it had everything in there.
And this was based where? In
Nicosia.
In Nicosia?
Yeah.
So you are a guy from the capital?
It's Terasanta. It's called Terasanta College, but it's not just a college. It's also a school. And it's the first school that was established in Cyprus, in all over Cyprus, I think in the 1600s.
Does the building exist today?
No, the building, no, the Terasanta was established in Cyprus in the 1600s, but the school I went to, the building was built in 1965, I believe, or 55, I'm sorry, 55. Before that, it was next to the Holy Cross church right in that area, in the old part of Nicosia. But they have also branches in Cyprus. They had one in Larnaca, in Limassol, Famagusta, I think, and other places. So it's the first actually school period in Cyprus.
Yeah.
The 16. It's run by the Franciscans, from the Vatican, the Holy Land. Because Terra Santa actually means Holy Land.
Right. And then, is that school still here today?
Yeah. It's still
Do you
here.
ever visit it when you come back?
Yeah, I actually did videos. If you go in my channel, type the word Terra Santa and you see the videos.
Fantastic.
And we did reunions with friends too. And then what I like about that school, they had students from all over the world.
Yeah.
It was an international school. A lot of Turkish Cypriots were there at the time with me, a lot of Armenians, Maronites, Latins, Africans, Europeans, Americans. And the faculty was also, at the time, international.
Is that where you learned Italian? Is that your Italian link?
Yes, I've been speaking Italian since I was probably 5 years old. And in a way, it's like having two native languages, both Greek and Italian. And we had Italian classes regularly. And then I spent also 4 years in Italy, so I speak Italian pretty good.
So from 79 to 83, you were in Italy. Where in Italy were you?
In Perugia.
Perugia. That is
I know you said you went there as well.
I went there. I studied there for 6 months only. When I was part of my university course when I was in the UK.
That's what actually the seed was planted in me about the global thing.
Yeah.
Because it's an international city, and at some point I was the president of all the students, from so many nations, and that's how it started. My international citizen of the world thing, which has no political implications, even though I was in charge of the affairs of the students.
Yeah.
But I was never a political person. I was just more like a global, sort of like the United Nations without the politics.
Without the politics.
Yeah, or the Olympics or something like that.
So
that's why I see myself as a citizen of the world.
You are. I believe that.
Everywhere I go, I think I belong there. It's like has some roots in me somewhere, and so that's what I like about it.
You love meeting people, you love mixing with different people from different cultures, so I think you are really a citizen of the world, Chris. What did you study in Italy when you were there for 4 years?
I was in medical school, and I did that for a year. I was 18 years old, so I was young, stupid, partying a lot. So I wasn't the medical school candidate that has to study 8-9 hours a day. I was only studying like 1, and I was still on top of the class. But I realized that's not what I wanted to do, to become a physician. Although at the end it kind of came out of full circle because I'm working in a hospital now. So what I did, I ended up studying Italian literature and culture. And that helped a lot also in my thinking, my whole thinking kind of changed.
But what a change.
Yeah, and I ended up doing Italian literature. And then the thing I learned about Italy is that Italy was conquered, just like Cyprus, from all places of the world, all different, went over there and conquered that area in the past. That's why Italy is so divided into different sections. On a political point of view, is not a good thing, but on an artistic point of view, it was a very, very good, positive thing, because all these countries that went over there left their mark with their architecture and their culture. They left the prints.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it. And then Italy is like very cosmopolitan as well, and it's so different from one area to another.
Yeah. It's a beautiful country. I love Italy.
And then to top all that, I ended up in America, which you can't get any more global than that, because there's people there from all over the world, where I live in Chicago as well.
So in 1983, you leave Italy for America.
Correct.
What happened there then? How did that happen?
My father was in America, so he put a visa for me to immigrate to America. And I forgot all about it. It took 3 years. And then finally, when I was ready, I went over there. And I had a best time of my life.
And that's where you've been ever since.
Ever
From
since.
83 until now, you've been living in Chicago.
35
and you're actually
years.
working in a hospital, aren't you? What's your
Yeah.
career at the moment? What's your job?
I just work in computer tomography. I'm an assistant technologist. I work in the CAT scan department. And very advanced hospital, Northwestern Memorial Hospital, one of the best in America, and I just love it. It's a good job, pays well, pays the bills, so to speak, and I just love it, you know.
I think, you know, your career in science or in medicine is one thing, but your passion for life and meeting people and your social media footprint is massive, because the reason why you're here today, we met via social media, Facebook, and you have a YouTube channel, you have hundreds, if not thousands of videos on YouTube, and you come to Cyprus. You've been coming to Cyprus regularly for the past few years. Every October, you arrive here on the island of Cyprus, and you always amaze me. I'm surprised how quickly time goes by, but I always notice before you come, you say, well, I'm booking my holiday to Cyprus and I need to come via a different country every year. So what advice do you have out there? And all your friends start saying...
I always go through the process every single year. It's not a done deal that I'll come every year. I decide, part of the plan is to decide if I'm going to go to Cyprus. 99.9% of the time I do.
Yeah.
And then once I decide to go to Cyprus, then I put it out on Facebook, and my Facebook friends not decide, but they suggest for me where to go. I ask connecting cities before I go to Cyprus, so I ended up getting a bonus 20, 30 videos every time of a different country, a different city. And excuse me, and then I discussed that with the travel agent. We go through all the suggestions, and then we select one, not based what we like, but based what's practicable. Is there a direct? It has to be a direct flight from Chicago to that city, and from that city to Cyprus. I don't want to go all around the world.
Yeah.
5 countries before. Although it will be fun, maybe I'll do that next time. And also on price, affordability, all kinds of things. Also, it has to be a city or a country that I've never been before. So you already, every year, unfortunately, one country gets excluded.
Yeah.
And then there's plenty of them. There's like 5, 6, 7 already that I've been to already in film. Not that I've been to, but been to in filmed.
Yeah.
Because there's countries that I visited already in my life: Germany, Austria,
But you never filmed
Greece, Italy, Croatia, but I never filmed. So those are still in the running.
Okay, so you can't go
And
back.
usually the person that wins the sort of contest usually also either picks me up at the airport, they suggest to pick me up and show me around. And that's what's been happening for the last 3 years. Somebody picks me up at the airport, shows me around.
But are these people that maybe you've never met before, but you know from social
Exactly,
media?
we're Facebook friends, and the first time I meet them, and very, very nice experience. I mean, I can tell you, and then when I meet them, it's like I've known them for a long time.
Yeah, what a great way to make friends.
I'm very good with people. I connect with people right away. And when you meet me in person, maybe not online, but when we meet me in person, you'd be surprised how comfortable we both feel, because I feel like I've known you for a long time.
So how do you choose, Chris, from all the list of people who send you countries and cities? This year, I know you came via Zurich, Switzerland. Last year, you went via Istanbul, Turkey.
And the year before, Dubai.
Dubai, I remember that. But how do you choose? I mean, do you close your eyes and pick one out?
No, like I said before, we go city by city with the travel agent. And
the ones that
from 30 cities, we narrow it down to 5 cities. And then those 5 cities, then we pick the winner based on price, flight availability, and if I've been there or not before.
And
so it's not a random thing. I don't throw darts or anything. It just has to be. And then Switzerland was this year. Zurich was the best fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. I filmed 20 videos, 25 I think videos. And I'm going back again for another 2 days before when I go back. Yeah. So I look for more videos, but I haven't posted them yet, and I'm going to be posting them before the next trip. So I'll
Yeah.
have some material to put on YouTube.
So you'll be saving those videos, some of those videos for later on.
Correct.
When you return back to
The same
Chicago.
thing with the Cyprus
Yeah.
videos. I film an average 300 videos a year in Cyprus. First couple of years, I was making the mistake, film them today and then post them tonight. So all night long, all day long, I was on the computer uploading and loading. Didn't have enough time filming. So the first year, I only filmed maybe 50 videos, 30 videos. Now what I do, I film them, I go home, I put them on the computer from my camera, and then I back them up on a USB stick. So I'll have them in two places, and then I delete them from the camera, and then I go back to filming. That takes
Better
only
this way.
Yeah, it takes only half an hour instead of 6 hours because the internet is slow here in Cyprus. And if I post all those videos now, what am I going to have to post during the year?
Yeah.
And I also have my Facebook group, the Cyprus Culture Group, that has over 11,400 subscribers. I mean members, and they want to see new videos as well. So I just post one or two, three every week for the whole year.
And I think I remember that's where we met on the Cyprus Culture Group, I think.
Yeah.
And we became friends, and you know, you joined us here on the radio and TV over the past few years. So this year, as you said, you've come via Zurich, and here you are now online of Cyprus, and you stayed for about a month, yes?
Correct. Usually I stay 3 weeks, but this year I try something different, and I love it because I have extra time now to film more videos, and visit more places, and see more people.
I remember the first video, earlier this week when you first arrived, and your cousin, I think, has a restaurant or a cafe or something, and you were eating your Cypriot food.
Right.
Your koftes and your sheftali.
Right.
And I mean, you really love the Cypriot culture, don't you, Chris?
Oh, I do. I mean, number one, I am Cypriot.
Yeah.
And number two, I love it. I mean, there is nothing you can do. I spent only 15 years here of my life, but those were the best 15
years of your life.
16 years actually, from 3 to 19, 18, 15. It was the best 15 years of my life. I will never forget them.
You come here every year and you film so many videos. Do you find new things every year when you come to Cyprus?
Always. And then actually this year I decided to do more, excuse me, I decided to do more video, more interviews and more documentaries. And with my friend, the Turkish Cypriot retired archaeologist Tuncer Begeshkan, we go all over the island and film churches, mosques, ancient monuments, monasteries. That's what I like to do, documentaries and more interviews. In addition, I still didn't give up on the other videos, like driving videos, walking videos. I did 3 walking videos today before I got here to BRT already. So those are the bonus video, but I want to concentrate more on interviews and documentaries, and so far I did quite a few, and I like it.
Because I think cause every day you say where you are, what you're doing,
Correct.
where you've been. And I think even some people that I've interviewed here, I know that you're friends with Aras Karabal, who is an Armenian. I think last time you were here, you interviewed Aras. And then Akan Zeki, who works at a hospital here in Russia.
It was the first interview I did this year.
Yeah.
But I will post it later on. And we went right on Zakhra Street with a very nice interview there.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. Yeah, and I got to meet the guy. He's unbelievable.
And with your good friend Tuncer Başkan, archaeologist, historian, he knows everything about Cyprus. You're going with him. You went to, recently you went to the monastery, Sukmargar, you went to Gezi Castle.
Armenian monastery, Křinya Castle. We show in the Křinya Castle some of the exhibitions that Tuncer has. You know, some of the, not just expeditions, but some of the excavations he did in Ayarini village and some other places. And I'm saving these videos for later where Tuncer explained to me what they found and when, and it's really, really interesting.
It is very interesting to see what you've shared. I know that you shared...
Keep in mind, Tuncer is retired. He's been retiring, I think he retired since 2001.
Yeah.
And he's more active now than when he was in
when he was working.
Department of Antiquities, yeah. And he was, another thing I didn't know, Tuncer was in charge of the Křinya Castle for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
He's very well known in there. Everywhere in the castle is like, wow, Tuncer is here.
it's an amazing castle, and I'm sure you've got great videos to share later on when you go back to America. We'll be watching out, and we'll tell people how to subscribe to your YouTube channel later on. But I've seen you put a couple of videos on, and recently you went to a very popular village, Lurigina or Akıncılar in Turkish.
Yeah.
And that is, they have a festival every year, don't they?
Now they have it. I found out yesterday that they have it twice now.
Twice a year.
Once in May, one in October, but I can only go in October.
Yeah. So what happened there then?
I fell in love with that village last year. I don't know what happened, but the moment I saw the village, it just caught my heart. And then, in addition to that, when I met the villagers, they're the best I ever met. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they speak both Turkish and Greek. They speak Greek better than I do, and I'm not kidding you. And very friendly, very sociable. And another thing I like about Lurigina, there's only 300 people left in the village now, but there used to be 6,000. Most of them are in Australia, England, America. And when I posted last year's video, I have hundreds and hundreds of people contacting me. Thank you, Chris, for putting this Lurigina. I'm from Lurigina, and they're like lawyers, doctors, every field of life, all over the world. And I didn't realize that little small village, it has this impact all over the world.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
It's a very interesting village.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman in London, Ismail Veli.
Correct. He's a historian.
Yeah.
He writes about the village all the time.
He's got all the
He's
history.
one of the people in Frozen Cypriots group, which I like as well. And it's amazing how, I think he's in England, and he puts all this history of the village and history of the villagers. It's amazing. It goes back hundreds of years. I mean, and that's what I like to do. I like to put Lurigina on the map, and I think I did put it on the world map, because everybody knows, even from Chicago, where Lurigina is.
Yeah.
They may not know where Cyprus is, but they know what Lurigina is.
Yeah, they know Lurigina. They know that name.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of Lurigina, we have a short clip that you took of a choir that performed on the day.
Oh
at
yeah,
the village.
the Sauria choir. Yeah.
And the choir were rehearsing, and you kindly filmed.
I was very lucky, because I was just walking with another friend that he was showing me the town, and he was explaining to me in the video, and then we hear this music. I says, can we go in there, because I hear music playing. Yeah. And we went in there, and they were rehearsing for later on, for the live event that we're going to have. Yeah. And then they stopped when they saw us, and I says, hey, can you do a song for us, a Cypriot song, because I love it. I want to put it in. Once I explained to them who I was and what I was doing, they loved it. So it turned out to be one of the best videos. And the irony is, they told me they were going to be there at 2:30, and they went on at 1:45, but not their fault. So I missed the actual performance, because I was filming on the other part of Lurigina. Yeah. But I think I got a better footage, the rehearsal, than the actual performance, because it was inside a house, and they were so natural and everything, and it was amazing.
Well, we're going to watch now the song Festikan in Turkish. It's a traditional Cypriot song, and Chris has kindly allowed me to show this clip. Recently put onto YouTube. In fact, on the day, was it Sunday the 7th you put this on, I think?
October 7th.
On Sunday the 7th of October 2018, after visiting the lovely village of Lurigina, Akıncılar in Cyprus, this video, I think, is the highlight of the day. So back in a few minutes' time, after watching Chris Krzentz presents and his video in Lurigina.
My name is Chris. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Hareya Kula.
And what's the name of this group here?
My group is Mesaria Choir. This is our village, Lurigina. Yes, this is traditional days. I am so happy. And now we will singing our traditional music, and now we will singing and playing Vasilica Feslikan.
All right, very good, thank you. So he's going to play a Cypriot song for us. Bravo, bravo.
much.
Okay, great video there. Once again, thank you, Chris, for sharing that video with us. A great performance from the choir and a great day. So you enjoyed walking around the village, videoing the locals, what was going on.
I did over 20 videos there.
How many?
20.
20. And the rest of the videos will be shared later on throughout the year when you return to America. So you're spending your days, your evenings.
I actually posted a second one because people were pressing me to release one more. And I said, that's it, I'm not releasing anymore. And this other one is like 14 minutes. It's amazing. I talked to the people. And actually, when I finished filming from the other side, as soon as and this is not staged or anything, because it looked like it may be staged if you see the video, but it's not staged at all. Yeah. As soon as I came back, a marching band was coming towards me, sort of like greeting me in the village with all these young people. And there was a little girl like this small, she was like, boom, boom. And I was like, you can see that in the video. And then on the way back, we see some Facebook friends. I started talking to them. And then the best of it is the last part of the video, which I released it as a separate video as well and sent it to Australia. One of the people in Australia, his brother has this cheftaille shop.
Yeah. It's
called Café La Regina, and they make cheftaille. And I interviewed the whole family. The whole family is like working in this restaurant.
Yeah.
There must be like 10 people in there. So you see that video at the end, the last 7 minutes, it's all about that family. So I made a separate video out of that video and sent it to them. Yeah. And also have it on YouTube. So it's beautiful. So I said, I'm not releasing any more Regina videos. They're too successful and I don't want them all at once.
Yeah.
So I have about 18 more left. I went every single part of the village and filmed.
So to see more, they'll have to go and subscribe to your YouTube channel. I think you were saying that you have each section is you can actually go onto the channel and find out which section you want to see.
Correct.
So it could be you have probably a section for Regina.
When you go inside my channel, there is a thing called playlists. Mm-hmm. You click on it, and then you can see all the sections by country, by
category.
Category, yeah. I have like Cyprus, Switzerland, I mean not Switzerland, Cyprus, Zurich, Dubai, Istanbul, Chicago, interviews, documentaries, music, and you can see them all. There are almost 2,000 videos there. There's a lot of videos.
And you have many subscribers and many viewers watching these videos.
Almost 3,000 subscribers and more than 1.6 million views for the channel.
Wow.
For the entire channel.
That's really good.
In 225 countries, because YouTube tells me also in analytics who's watching it from where.
Yeah, so you can see where exactly your videos are reaching around the world.
Correct.
And that's really a good thing. I think a lot of people now see you as maybe a bridge between those who don't live in Cyprus but have a connection to the islands, and for those who live on the island and want to reach out to the rest of the world. So let's say the most recent one, La Regina. Now those who live in La Regina are happy that you shared their special day with the rest of the world.
I made them all famous.
I made them all famous. And those who used to be living in La Regina can actually see what's going on there now.
Right. Some of them they told me they were very emotional, crying when they saw their houses and their friends. And
when you walk around Cyprus now, do you sometimes look at the areas and see your childhood, remember where you used to grow up, where you used to hang out? Because like you said, about 15 years, you grew up here. Do you ever, who's living in your old house now? Do you ever go back to your old house?
No, actually the family still lives there.
Yeah?
We have actually 3 different houses in the old part of Nicosia. And the original is still, actually the original is not there, but I went and filmed the area where it was, and then we moved to other houses. But it was still when I was young. They were still there. I was still filming, and I did one in my cousin's house.
Yeah.
I filmed it the other day as well.
And you have obviously family here from your mother's side, cousins. Do you mix with your relatives here when you come here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you was.
Everybody from my mother's side is here.
Yeah.
And we have relatives in Limassol as well. Once I go there, I'll meet them as well. Mm-hmm. And we have, in Paphos, we have a few. And yeah, and it's not just friends, it's family. It's not just family, it's friends that I grew up with as well, which they're a lot like family.
Yeah.
You know, people I went to school with, or people I went in the neighborhood with. But to answer your question, I go and film that area quite many times, and basically I just go where my camera takes me.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I have, this is a camera, by the way, here. And since last time I saw you, I bought this thing here so I have more stable videos, and then from my hand doesn't to get tired, so it just comes right off. Before I used to be like this.
Now you have a...
No. It's amazing how this thing is
a handheld,
you just
tripod type thing.
Yeah. So you like this, and it's very,
Monopod.
I mean, it was stable before, but now it's even more stable.
Fantastic. So if you see Chris Krzentz walking around the streets in Cyprus, you know that he's filming for his video channel, his YouTube channel. Chris, you've been coming to Cyprus regularly. I mean, I've known you for 3 years. This is the third time we've met on the island. But you've been coming here regularly every October for how many years now?
I started coming in since 2011. 2011, I think...
so 7 years now?
Yeah, 7. And then in 2015, I came twice. I came in October and December, but I like more the October ones.
Yeah.
And every year, like I said before, I decide if I'm going, because it's not set in stone. I go through this plan every year, and every year it gets better and better. But yeah, unless something major happens in my life, then I'll be coming every year.
But as you do like traveling and like meeting people from different countries, don't you feel you should be traveling to other places and staying longer there than just, or are you combining both? That's the reason, that's the trick, isn't it? To come to Cyprus, but go via a different country every year. So you have your normal Cyprus trip, but also you get to see a different country. That's your special thing that you have every year. I mean, is that a trick that you do? That you
well, I like to travel and film places.
Yeah.
But a lot of these places I don't have to travel a lot because of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. It's like I go there every day. Every day I'm traveling because I'm connecting with people all over the world, and through their videos I can see their towns, their cities. So I know how their towns look like. But I like to incorporate that connecting city thing every year. Yeah. And I will definitely go in other countries and spend more time. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to Russia. And they're all in the pipeline there. At some point, I'm going to visit them and film. And I do have tons of Facebook friends in those countries. And my YouTube channel, which is called Chris Krzentz, and my Facebook page is called Chris Krzentz Presents. By definition, by default, they are global pages because I call it the global YouTube channel for 2 reasons. One, my subscribers come from all over the world, and then 2, I film all over the world. So it's a really, truly global YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It just happens that I film a lot in Cyprus and in Chicago. Actually, I film more videos in Chicago than I film in Cyprus. But the idea is the same everywhere I go. So when you think of me and my channel, don't think of me as just the Cyprus channel. Just think of me as a global YouTube channel that includes Cyprus.
It's amazing that you come here every year. Cyprus, obviously, you know, you are Cypriot, and you have that connection to the island. You lived here for a while. But to actually spend the time here, to spend a month wandering around, meeting new people, meeting up with old friends, going and making videos and documentaries and interviews. It's an amazing life that you lead because you can never get bored, can you, Chris? You can never.
No, never. I don't have time to get bored.
And you have friends friends or Facebook friends that you've never met in each country, so you'll never feel lonely. Maybe you can go to a country. I'm here.
I'm alone, but never lonely.
Yeah.
You know, I'm alone with a 2,000 people behind me. I mean, it's like. It's a good problem to have, you know. And vacation for me is not to go somewhere and sit on the beach and do nothing. Vacation for me is do something productive,
Yeah.
do something and enjoy it at the same time. This is how I relax, by doing all this. This is like my downtime.
Yeah.
Because I can only do this in my downtime. I cannot do this while I'm working. And I love it. I mean, and then I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it to share it with the world and then show them how it looks like, and then I have two audiences. One is one never been here before, and the one that grew up here and they want to see their childhood and their places. So it's a good combination of both, and I love it. And every time, every time people comment and they like the videos, it gives me more motivation to go and do more. And actually, people are telling me right now on Facebook, hey, there is a festival here. There's a festival here. They're inviting me to go there because they know I'm going to go there and do a good job in presenting their village, their community, and they're happy to assist me as well.
Do you ever give yourself like an agenda, like I'm going to do this when I get to Cyprus, or do you just go with the flow when you get here? Like you say, people say to you, there's a festival here, or let's go here, or Tuncer will take you by the hand and say, Chris, you haven't seen this place, let me take you here. How do you work it out? How do you know what you're going to be doing when you come to Cyprus?
I only say to myself, I'm going to go to Cyprus and do 300 videos. Where I'm going to go, I have no idea. When I'm going to go, I know it's going to be where I'm in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Which person I'm going to go with, one is Tuncer, the other one is one of my god sisters. She drives me around a lot of places as well. And then also my cousin is a tourist guide, so I go with her sometimes when she goes with tourist groups, and then she just drops me off somewhere and I just start filming. So I have 3 different contact people that I go to, but the number one on the list is Tuncer, because he takes me where nobody knows how to get there. I mean, we go places where nobody has access. He has the keys. He get in.
He has the knowledge.
He has the knowledge. He knows who to contact to get in.
Yeah.
Of course, we get permission every time. We never go to somewhere with no permission. And we have to have 2 permissions, 1 permission to enter and 1 permission to film. If I don't have those 2 permissions, whether it's legally or not legally obtained, I don't go. You know, you can see some of my videos. I ask Tuncer, can I film here? And then he tells me yes, and I continue. If he says no, I shut it off, because I don't know what is allowed or not allowed. But I love it because these videos, I watch my own videos. There's not a lot of people that do that. I sit sometimes at night on YouTube and watch videos from the past, and there's some things in the video that I didn't see before. Because when I'm filming, I may be talking, I may be looking around. The camera is a panoramic camera. When I film like this way, the camera fills both sides of the road.
Yeah.
When I'm filming, I'm only looking straight, or I'm only looking this way. I cannot look at both places and see. And there were times where I noticed things in the camera that I didn't notice before, like a certain tree or a certain person who walked by had a hat like me, or he had something. Or somebody said, hey, look over there, stop the video, look over there, you may see me, and then I see them in there. So it's beautiful, I love it. And so I watch my own videos. I'm the #1 fan of my own channel.
You have to, you should watch your videos. You film them, you edit them, you look at them, you upload them.
And then watch them.
And watch them. And you've got some great videos, varying in length, varying in content, from taking like musicians on the street, as you said, to caving, to going to historical sites, to the beauty of Cyprus. As you say, there's always something new to discover, and thanks to friends like Tuncer Başkan, he will take you to places where you would never ever go by yourself. Is that what you like the most? I mean, of all your videos, or the styles of videos that you take, which ones do you like to watch again and again?
I think the #1, I have more than one, but the one particular area that I really love is the north part of Nicosia, especially in the Arab Ahmed area, in the Armenian Quarter, in that area. It's magic, right by Zakra Street. You see a lot of video. I go there a lot. I go sometimes by myself without Tuncer, because now I know how to get there. And I learned how to get there by watching my own videos. You know, I watch my video, and I know I watch it at home, and I make a little thing in my head, and I know exactly where to go. Oh yeah, this was my video. I go this way, and now I take some other people to it and show them around how to. how to take them over there. And then that's my favorite part of the whole island is the north part of Nicosia that I spend a lot of time in. And obviously, as villages go, like Regina, but Regina I cannot go without a car. I don't have a car, and it's very rarely we go there besides that festival because it's not very user-friendly as far as just driving there for me. I mean, if you have a car in New Cyprus, then it's easy to get over there, but
I think you do more than any other normal tourist will ever do.
But when I do go there, I film at least 20 videos. You know, I did a lot of Regina videos last year that were very successful. And what I call successful is when somebody contacts me, takes their time to contact me in person and say, Chris, I really, really enjoyed it, and thank you for showing me my old village, or somebody may say in an area I've never been before. So I get very, very happy when this business, this production thing that I do kind of gives results. And I had people say, oh, because of you, I'm going to go and visit this village.
Which is amazing, which is what you really want to do, to promote what you're videoing.
And I'm not promoting tourism, I'm promoting culture.
Yeah.
And if tourism benefits, that's a plus. But I'm not doing this for tourism, I'm doing it for culture. And then there are places to go in Cyprus that I haven't even been there yet. So the best is probably yet to come. I'm open to more filming throughout the years.
And are you still doing, speaking of culture, you mentioned your Facebook page, the Cyprus Culture group.
That's the group, yeah.
The group. Is that still going strong then? Are they still?
Yeah, since I saw you last year, we gained almost 500 subscribers. So we're about 11,000.
Amazing.
We're approaching 11,500 subscribers.
That's really good.
From all parts of the island, all communities, and from all over the world.
I think you probably get recognized wherever you go. Your hat is your trademark.
Yes,
I'm sure when you're walking around wherever you are, in Chicago or in Cyprus, I'm sure people are saying, I know that guy.
This is one good problem to have, but sometimes when I film, people I try to stay away not to film in the video, calling me and everything. So I walk and then somebody will yell something, hey Chris, you the guy from YouTube. And then you can hear that in the video. And some of the videos I put music, you can't hear them anymore. But some of them, they're so loud. It's a good problem to have, and I really enjoy being recognized and everything, but sometimes you'd rather not say anything.
No commentary.
Say anything. But that's and I never had a problem with anybody saying, oh, I'm not in the video, or take me out of the video, or you know, unless something bad happens. But it's a good problem to have, that people want to be in my videos. They're actually contacting me. They want to be highlighted in their videos, or they want to show their houses, their communities. So I'm welcome everywhere I go. I just go wherever the camera takes me. That's my motto.
And that's the best motto to have, I think, Chris. Wherever your camera leads you, you will follow. Wherever the action is, Chris will be there filming the action. And I know that you've got a couple more weeks here on the island before you go back to Zurich and then back to Chicago, USA. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more. If you see this character in the street, say hello and get interviewed by Chris. Now, you have an unusual name. I would like to spell your name just so that everyone could become part of your group. Now, on YouTube, it's Chris Krzentz, and that's normal Chris, C-H-R-I-S, and the surname is K-R-Z-E-N-T-Z. That's K-R-Z-E-N-T-Z. There's only one Chris Krzentz, I'm sure, with this name.
Make sure you spell the last name correctly, because there is some other people with very similar names.
Similar names, but with a different spelling, and then you get into different things.
Now, the big clue to find me is you see the hat, and you see 1.6 million views. And almost 3,000 subscribers.
And that's the right Chris
And
Krzentz.
Almost 2,000 videos, and that's the one.
And on, as you said previously as well, on Facebook it's Chris Krzentz Presents.
Correct. That's the Facebook page.
And also you have your, the group, the Cyprus Culture Group as well. So
Correct.
You can find Chris on social media. Did you say also that you were on Instagram and Twitter?
Correct. I'm very active on Twitter, actually, yeah.
You tweet?
Yeah.
A lot. That's one social media area that I'm not, up on. I find it quite difficult to use Twitter.
Well, I was in the beginning as well. I don't use my phone for Twitter. I use the computer.
Yeah.
So I figured out how to do it from the computer. Instagram, you cannot do it from the computer. I do it from the phone, but I'm not very active on Instagram. But Twitter, every video that I put on YouTube automatically goes to Twitter. Mm-hmm. It's connected.
You've covered every aspect of social media, I think, now with Chris Krzentz. And I want to say thank you once again for coming in today on your holiday, on your travels here on the island of Cyprus. I wish you all the best for the rest of your stay here, and also have a safe journey back to Chicago. I'm following you always on Facebook in particular, and I know you're a very busy guy, but you're very active and you're doing a great job bringing everyone together. The world's a big place, but with social media, it's very small now.
Correct.
And we can meet up easily, we can contact each other easily, we can become friends easily. So I'm sure you'll get lots more friends with all the new videos that you're going to be posting over the next year before your next trip, next October, to the island of Cyprus. But Chris, I thank you, and I also thank Tunja Barashkan for bringing you here today. He's your good friend, and without Tunja, you wouldn't be here, I don't think, today. So
exactly, yeah. He's the guy that gives me the energy,
yeah,
and always suggests for me for places to go. And then if I ask him, somebody on Facebook may say, hey, can you go to film this area here? I got a specific interest. I used to go in this place, in this monastery, and then I just sit to chair, and then he takes me. He never says no to me. And sometimes I'm afraid to say anything.
I know. He's a great guy.
He's too nice to me, yeah.
But you are two great guys, and together you make a great team.
If it wasn't for him, all this YouTube channel would have no meaning at all. Because he's the one behind all these videos.
Yeah. But you are doing a great job, Chris. Keep up the good work. We'll follow you on your travels, and have a great time, as I said, whilst you're still here on the island of Cyprus. I'm sure you've got some great videos to share later on in the year. All subscribers will be treated to great videos. So make sure you become...
Yeah, don't forget, when you find me, subscribe to the channel as well. Just click subscribe underneath the video.
Say hi, Chris.
And if it prompts you to put your password or anything from the computer, try from your phone, because the phones are usually automatically logged into YouTube.
Yeah. Chris Krzentz, go well, be safe. Have a safe journey back to USA.
Thank you,
Chicago.
Sir.
One day maybe I'll come and visit you in Chicago. You can show me around Chicago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a promise one day.
We film the experience.
We will film it. And with that, we've come to the end of my very informative interview with Chris Krzentz, a great guy, great gentleman. If you see him out and about in the island of Cyprus, or wherever you may meet him around the world, please say hello. He's a gentleman. He really is a wonderful man, and I wish him all the best in his travels around the world, and especially in the island of Cyprus. But for now, it's goodbye to Chris Krzentz, and goodbye to you, wonderful viewers. Until next time we meet on A Cup of Conversation, take care and go well. Bye-bye.